Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are doing great today. Let me ask you a quick question before we begin. Have you ever felt so tired after a long day that all you wanted to do was go to bed and sleep immediately? Maybe after studying for exams, working for many hours, or traveling all day, you said something like, "I need to catch some Z's." But what does this funny expression really mean? Why do we use the letter Z when talking about sleep? And how can you use this expression naturally in English conversations? Today we are going to explore the interesting English idiom, catch some Z's. We will discuss its meaning, origin, pronunciation, usage, grammar, tone, and common mistakes. We will also go through many examples and real-life situations so you can understand exactly how native speakers use this phrase in daily conversation. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to use catch some Z's naturally and confidently in your spoken English. So sit back, relax, and let us begin today's exciting lesson. The expression catch some Z's is an informal English idiom that means to sleep or to take some rest. When someone says they are going to catch some Z's, they simply mean they are going to sleep. For example, if your friend says, "I am really tired. I am going to catch some Z's," it means your friend is going to sleep because they are exhausted. Now you might be wondering why the expression uses the letter Z. This is actually very interesting. In cartoons and comic books, sleeping characters are often shown with the letter Z repeated several times like ZZZZ. These letters represent the sound of snoring or sleeping. Over time, English speakers started using the phrase, catch some Z's, as a fun and casual way to say, sleep. This idiom is very common in American English, but it is also understood in many other English-speaking countries. It is informal and friendly, so you will often hear it in casual conversations between friends, family members, classmates, or co-workers. Now let us break the phrase into parts to understand it more deeply. First we have the word, catch. Normally, the word catch means to grab something or hold something. For example, you can catch a ball, catch a train, or catch a fish. But in this idiom, catch does not mean physically grabbing something. Instead, it means getting or having something. Then we have the phrase, some Z's. The letter Z represents sleeping sounds. So, some Z's means sleep itself. Together, catch some Z's means to get some sleep. Now let us talk about pronunciation because correct pronunciation is very important for speaking naturally and confidently. The phrase is pronounced like this. Catch some Z's. The word, catch, sounds like, catch. The word, some, sounds soft and quick. The letter Z is pronounced, Z's. So the full pronunciation becomes, catch some Z's. Native speakers usually say it smoothly and quickly in casual speech. Now let us discuss when to use this expression. You can use, catch some Z's, in many situations where you want to talk casually about sleeping. For example, after a long day at work, after studying late at night, before a long trip, when feeling tired, when someone looks sleepy, when talking about rest or bedtime. However, remember that this expression is informal. You should not normally use it in very formal writing, business reports, academic essays, or official speeches. For example, imagine a student writing in a formal essay. I catch some Z's every afternoon. This sounds too casual for formal writing. Instead, formal English would say, I take a short nap every afternoon. Or, I sleep every afternoon. So always remember the tone and situation before using this idiom. Now let us look at some everyday conversation examples. Example 1. I stayed awake all night finishing my project. Now I need to catch some Z's. This means the speaker did not sleep and now needs rest. Example 2. You look exhausted. Why don't you go catch some Z's? This means someone looks very tired and should sleep. Example 3. I cannot watch another movie tonight. I need to catch some Z's before work tomorrow. This means the person needs sleep before work. Example 4. The baby is finally catching some Z's. This means the baby is finally sleeping. Example 5. After the long flight, all I wanted to do was catch some Z's. This means the traveler wanted to sleep after traveling. Now let us discuss the grammar of this expression. The basic structure is catch some Z's, but you can change the tense depending on the situation. Present tense. I catch some Z's after lunch. Present continuous. I am catching some Z's right now. Past tense. I caught some Z's during the flight. Future tense. I will catch some Z's after dinner. Notice that the idiom changes naturally with English grammar rules. Now let us compare this expression with other common sleep-related expressions in English. The first similar expression is hit the sack. Hit the sack also means to go to bed or sleep. For example, I am tired. I am going to hit the sack. This has almost the same meaning as catch some Z's. Another expression is doze off. Doze off means to fall asleep unintentionally or lightly. For example, I dozed off during the lecture. This is slightly different because it usually refers to accidental sleep. Another expression is take a nap. A nap is a short sleep during the day. For example, I took a nap after lunch. This is more specific than catch some Z's. Now let us discuss why idioms like this are important in English learning. Many English learners know grammar and vocabulary but still sound unnatural because they do not use idioms. Idioms make your English sound more fluent, relaxed, and native-like. When you say, I need to sleep, it is correct. But when you say, I need to catch some Z's, it sounds more conversational and natural. That is why learning idioms is very important for improving speaking skills. Now let us explore the emotional feeling behind this idiom. Catch some Z's usually creates a relaxed, friendly, and humorous tone. It sounds light and casual. It often shows that the speaker is tired but speaking in a fun way. For example, I have been working for 12 hours. Time to catch some Z's. This sounds more friendly and expressive than simply saying, time to sleep. Now let us move deeper into practical usage. Imagine you are talking to your friend late at night. Friend, are you still watching videos? You, no, I think I should catch some Z's. This sounds completely natural in casual conversation. Now imagine a parent speaking to a child. Parent, you have school tomorrow morning. Go catch some Z's. Again, this sounds warm and friendly. Now imagine co-workers after a long meeting. Coworker 1. That was exhausting. Quote. Coworker 2. Absolutely. I cannot wait to catch some Z's tonight. This expression fits perfectly. Now let us discuss some common mistakes learners make. Mistake 1. Using the wrong verb. Incorrect. Take some Z's. Correct. Catch some Z's. The idiom specifically uses the verb catch. Mistake 2. Using the wrong pronunciation of Z. Some learners pronounce it awkwardly. Remember that in American English it is usually pronounced Z's. Mistake 3. Using it in formal situations. For example, the employees should catch some Z's before the meeting. This sounds too casual for professional writing. Instead say, the employees should get some rest before the meeting. Now let us explore the cultural side of this idiom. English-speaking cultures often use humor and creativity in everyday expressions. Instead of directly saying, sleep, they create playful idioms like catch some Z's, hit the sack, sleep like a log, crash out. These idioms make conversation more colorful and interesting. Movies, TV shows, cartoons, and social media often use these expressions. That is why understanding idioms helps you understand native speakers better. Now let us go through 5 detailed example sentences for the expression, catch some Z's. Example 1. After studying for 6 hours straight, Maria decided to catch some Z's before her exam. This means Maria wanted to sleep after studying hard. Example 2. I have an early flight tomorrow morning, so I should catch some Z's now. This means the speaker needs sleep before traveling. Example 3. The children were finally catching some Z's after playing all day. This means the children finally fell asleep. Example 4. I tried to watch the movie, but I ended up catching some Z's on the couch. This means the person accidentally slept while watching the movie. Example 5. You look really tired today. Did you catch enough Z's last night? This means, did you sleep enough last night? Now let us discuss how this idiom appears in real-life English media. In movies, you may hear lines like, I need to catch some Z's before tomorrow. Or, go catch some Z's, buddy. In TV shows, parents often say it to children. In cartoons, the letter Z appears above sleeping characters. In social media captions, people write things like, long day, time to catch some Z's. This shows how widely used and recognized the expression is. Now let us compare literal and idiomatic meaning. Literal meaning, you cannot actually catch the letter Z. Idiomatic meaning, to sleep. This is the beauty of idioms. The meaning is different from the literal words. Now let us discuss how to sound more natural when using this phrase. Native speakers often combine it with other casual expressions. For example, I am dead tired. I need to catch some Z's. Or, I am about to catch some serious Z's tonight. Or, finally home. Time to catch some Z's. These combinations make speech more fluent and expressive. Now let us imagine a short storytelling situation. Ali had been preparing for his English exam all week. Every night he studied vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation. On Friday night, he stayed awake until 2 in the morning reviewing his notes. His eyes became heavy, and he could barely focus on the pages anymore. Finally, he closed his books, stretched his arms, and said, that is enough for today. I really need to catch some Z's. Quote. The next morning, Ali woke up feeling refreshed and confident for his exam. In this story, the idiom fits naturally because the character is tired and ready to sleep. Now let us discuss synonyms for this expression. Get some sleep, take a rest, go to bed, hit the sack, crash, take a nap, doze off. Each expression has slightly different shades of meaning, but they all relate to sleeping or resting. Now let us examine tone differences carefully. Catch some Z's is casual and friendly. Sleep is neutral. Rest sounds softer and more general. Hit the sack is also casual but slightly older. Crash sounds more informal and youthful. Understanding tone helps you choose the right expression in different situations. Now let us practice some mini dialogues. Dialogue 1. A. You have been yawning all day. B. Yeah. I barely slept last night. I need to catch some Z's. Dialogue 2. A. Are you coming to the party tonight? B. No. I am too tired. I am staying home to catch some Z's. Dialogue 3. A. The baby looks peaceful. B. Yes. She is finally catching some Z's. These dialogues show how naturally the idiom fits into conversation. Now let us explore how English learners can remember this idiom easily. Here is a simple memory trick. Imagine a cartoon character sleeping with big floating Z letters above their head. Every time you think of those Z letters, remember that they represent sleep. So, catch some Z's equals catch some sleep. This mental image makes the idiom easy to remember forever. Now let us discuss how the expression can be slightly modified. Sometimes native speakers say, catch a few Z's. This means the same thing. Example, I just need to catch a few Z's before the meeting. Sometimes people say, catch 40 winks. This is another old idiom meaning to take a short nap. English has many creative sleep-related idioms. Now let us go into deeper conversational understanding. Imagine your friend messages you late at night. Still awake? You reply, barely. I am about to catch some Z's. This response sounds natural, modern, and friendly. Now imagine someone saying, I could really use some Zs. This means, I really need sleep. Again, the letter Z directly connects to sleeping. Now let us discuss why native speakers enjoy using idioms like this. Idioms make conversation feel human and expressive. They help speakers sound less robotic and more emotional. Instead of always using direct language, English speakers often prefer colorful phrases. Compare these two sentences. I am tired. I will sleep. I am exhausted. Time to catch some Zs. The second sentence sounds warmer and more lively. Now let us talk about listening comprehension. Sometimes English learners hear, catch some Zs. Because native speakers speak quickly, learners may not recognize the phrase immediately. That is why listening practice is important. Once you know the idiom, you will start noticing it in movies, songs, podcasts, and conversations. Now let us discuss whether this expression is appropriate for children. Yes, absolutely. It is family friendly and commonly used around children. Parents often say, time to catch some Zs. It sounds gentle and playful. Now let us look at some advanced usage examples. Example 1. I planned to finish the entire series tonight, but I ended up catching some Zs halfway through episode 3. Quote. Example 2. The hotel room was so comfortable that I caught some serious Zs after dinner. Example 3. Whenever I travel by train, I accidentally catch some Zs. Example 4. Doctors say it is important to catch enough Zs for good health. Example 5. After the football match, the entire team went home to catch some Zs. Now let us discuss the health connection. Sleep is very important for mental and physical health. Good sleep improves memory, mood, concentration, and energy. That is why expressions about sleep are common in every language. When people say, I need to catch some Zs, they are not only talking about sleep. They are also talking about rest, recovery, and relaxation. Now let us practice identifying the idiom in context. Sentence. I have been awake for 20 hours. I desperately need to catch some Zs. Question. What does the speaker mean? Answer. The speaker needs sleep. Sentence. The cat is catching some Zs near the window. Question. What is the cat doing? Answer. The cat is sleeping. This type of practice helps improve understanding quickly. Now let us discuss how social media uses this idiom. People often post captions like, "Good night everyone. Time to catch some Zs." Or, "Weekend mood. Catching some Zs all day." This shows the expression remains popular in modern English. Now let us compare American and British usage. The idiom is especially common in American English, but British speakers also understand it. However, British English may more commonly use phrases like, "Get some kip," or "Have a lie down." Different regions have different informal expressions for sleep. Now let us explore emotional emphasis. Sometimes people add words for stronger emotion. For example, I seriously need to catch some Zs. Or, I am dying to catch some Zs. These additions increase emotional intensity. Now let us create another short story. Sana worked at a busy restaurant all weekend. On Sunday night, she came home completely exhausted. Her phone kept buzzing with messages from friends asking her to join an online game. She smiled and replied, "Not tonight. I need to catch some Zs." She turned off the lights, climbed into bed, and fell asleep within minutes. This story reflects real-life usage perfectly. Now let us discuss one more important point. Idioms should not be translated word for word into other languages because the literal meaning may sound strange. Instead, focus on understanding the actual meaning and usage. For example, if you translate, "catch some Zs," literally, it may sound confusing. But once you understand it means, sleep, the phrase becomes easy and enjoyable. Now let us do a quick review. Meaning, to sleep or get some rest. Tone, informal and friendly. Usage, casual conversation. Origin. The letter Z represents sleeping sounds in cartoons and comics. Common structure. Catch some Zs. Alternative version. Catch a few Zs. Now before we end today's lecture, let us go through 5 final practice examples together. Example 1. I cannot stay awake anymore. I need to catch some Zs. Example 2. After the road trip, everyone went straight home to catch some Zs. Example 3. You should catch some Zs before your presentation tomorrow. Example 4. The puppy is quietly catching some Zs on the sofa. Example 5. I spent the entire afternoon catching some Zs because I was sick. Excellent. Now you know exactly how to use this expression naturally and confidently. English becomes more beautiful and more enjoyable when you understand idioms like this. They add personality, emotion, humor, and fluency to your speech. So the next time you feel tired, do not just say, I am going to sleep. Instead, try saying, I am going to catch some Zs. Thank you so much for watching and learning with me today. I hope this lecture helped you understand the idiom, catch some Zs, in a clear and interesting way. Keep practicing these expressions in your daily conversations because practice is the key to fluency. Before you go, here is one final question for you. What do you usually do before you catch some Zs at night? Do you read a book, watch videos, listen to music, or scroll through your phone? Share your answer in the comments. Take care, keep learning, and I will see you in the next lesson.